everyone. Today we're going to be talking about our 3 favorite new things that Canva has recently added and how they can help you take your marketing to the next level. So, as you know, Canva is an online design platform that has really been changing the game in terms of design, especially for small businesses. They're constantly updating and improving their platform to really make it as easy as possible for designers, but they also are trying to offer anything that you might need for designing, including our 3 favorite new things. So the 3 things that we're going to be talking about is the background remover, text effects, and apps and integration, specifically Jiffy. So let's go take a look at those 3 things and how you can use them. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the background remover. So this feature is a paid one. It is only available for the Canva Pro option, but it is a great tool that Canva has added recently, and we really wanted to go ahead and show it to you just so that you can see what it's like and how it can help your business. So as you can see, I've uploaded an image that features a beautiful arrangement. So say I wanted to take this arrangement and put it on a white background, like I didn't want it to be on this background anymore. So Canva really gives you the ability to do that. So all you have to do is upload the image, click it, and then you'll go up to effects, click background remover, and Canva's system will actually read this. It's a one-click option. So really their system is usually pretty good about getting all of the background out while keeping the integrity of the main image. There are times, especially if there's similar colors between the background and what the focus of the image is, that they might miss something or take something out. So they do give you the option with their brushes, the erase brush and the restore brush, that gives you the ability to add something that shouldn't have been taken out or take out something that should have been taken out. So as you can see just from this image, that the arrangement itself has kept the same high quality and high resolution that it had before we used this tool. So again, this is just a really great way for you to be able to take out those backgrounds and put that on a white background or even keep it transparent and really showcase the arrangement as you want to showcase it. And again, it's just one click. And so yeah, that's been a really great tool that Canva's added. Again, it's just a paid tool, but it is something that could really be invaluable for your business. So the next thing we're going to talk about is actually the text effects. So I've added 2 different text options. So one's of course on a black background, and you'll see why in here in just a second. So I click the text and you just go up to the effects, and there's 8 different effects that you can add to your text now. So the first one is actually going to be the shadow, and what this does is just adds kind of a drop shadow to the text. You are able to change how far away or how close you want that to be from the original text, the direction you want it to go, if you want it to be a little bit more blurry or straight on sharp, or how dark and light you want it to be, as well as the color you want that shadow to be. Lift is a different type of shadow. It's going to kind of encompass all of the text. You can change the intensity of that based on what you're looking for in terms of the effect that you're wanting. You can also change the color of that just by changing the color of the text. Hollow is going to hollow out the text to make it kind of an outlined version. And you can change the thickness of that outline to something really thick or thin based on your needs for that particular design. And again, changing the colors just by changing the color of the text. Splice is more so of kind of a mixture between shadow and hollow. It still gives you that hollowed out effect with the outline, as well as adding in the shadow from like the drop shadow from shadow. So you're able to change the thickness again for that outline to whatever thickness you're really needing for that particular design, as well as the offset that you're wanting for the shadow and the direction you want it to go, and then of course the color you want the shadow to be. So say I wanted to change it to an orange, and you can really showcase that, and then you can change the outline color just by changing the color of the text. So echo is it's kind of like shadow. It just adds one more layer. So again, you can change the how far away you want it to go, the direction you want it to go, and then the color you want that to be. The third, so the last two of the last 3, I'm going to show you on the black, just so that you can really see those highlighted. So that one we're going to do is glitch. So glitch, of course, adds a glitched effect to your text. It's by changing, the offset. You can add more width to it, less width. You can change the direction you want them to go, and then they have two color options to really make that effect, which is the teal and pink, which is what's defaulted, and the teal and red, which you can also change. So this, of course, is a really neat way to do that. The next one's going to be neon. So this, of course, adds a neon effect to your text, and that's really great to use on like dark backgrounds like black. It just really is a great way to showcase that text and really have it stand out. And then, of course, curve. So this really is a way for you to make sure that your text curves around whatever focus that you have on the graphic. You can change the intensity of that curve to something that's really intense or not as intense. And this, again, is just a great way to add some diversity to that text in the image. And then, of course, if you decide at the end that you're like, it's not really what I'm looking for, you can go back up and say none, and it'll change the text back to normal. So again, this is another great way to just add some dimension and diversity to the graphics that you're creating, and just a different way to add some personal touches and really add some design effects as well. So the last one we're going to talk about is the apps integrations. So as you can see, they have a lot of apps and integrations that you can utilize, but our favorite is actually Jiffy. So Jiffy is a great way to add GIFs to your designs. It's something that we have been recently started to do with FSCN, and we found that it's something that's really fun. It's a great way to show personality and just add some mix up to your graphics that you're posting. So say that you want to do one that's like when you get flowers for Valentine's Day. So of course they're going to be really excited. So I'm going to go up and search excited. And as you can see, there's numerous GIFs that you can choose from. So I'm just going to find one. So let's say we'll do this one. It's a friend's GIF. It'll be great. So you can add it in, resize it the way you wanted to, and then that's kind of all that you have to do. So again, this is just a really fun way to add some mix up and really just to have fun with your graphics. And the way that you can download these is just by going up. It's going to be automatically set to the MP4, and we actually suggest that you change that to GIF, just because it's a little simpler to upload those into social media like Facebook, and it doesn't change them over to a video, which can be a little bit more difficult in terms of like the engagement you're trying to reach. So, again, this is just a few of the things that we've liked. Canva is all encompassing. They've really been trying to change the way that that designers work. They've been trying to make it more accessible, to add more features that make things accessible for designers that might not have just a huge background in design, especially for small businesses. We really think that it's an invaluable tool for your business, and we hope that you guys really enjoy those three different things and that you're able to utilize them for your business as well. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know at the end and I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Casey, and I'm a marketing specialist here at Flower Shop Network. And today I want to show you how to utilize email marketing as a digital marketing tool for your business. And email marketing is sometimes overlooked by those that don't know the value of it, but it's actually a great tool, and it's really one of the best ways to get in front of your customers and get them to action. Another great thing about email marketing is that it keeps you in contact with your customers consistently. And this is important because for the average consumer, it takes about at least 7 exposures to a product or service before they act on it. And that's the goal here. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move our customers to action. So, I want to show you today some of the best ways that you can do that within your email campaigns and some of the things that you need to focus on. So, I've gathered 4 specific things that you could focus on when creating your email campaigns for the best experience possible for your customers. So, the first thing I want to go over is a few email campaign programs. I won't go into detail on these, but I will tell you that there are plenty out there, and the best thing for you to do is just to research what's best for you and your business. Here at Flower Shop Network, we love Constant Contact. It's easy for us to use. It has plenty of features for what we need, and it has drag and drop abilities and just things to make it simple. And a lot of these email programs are pretty simple, but they will have their own instructions. So choose what's best for you based on the research you do and what your needs are. And then you'll be able to find tutorials on their websites on how to use them, or even on YouTube if you've never made email campaigns before. So, on to the few things that I want to talk to you about today. The first thing that you should focus on when creating your email campaigns is your subject lines. And this is probably the most important part of an email because out of our huge list of emails in our inbox, I don't know about you, but I have a ton of emails in my inbox, and I always skim through them based on the subject line to decide which ones are important for me and which ones are not. So it's so important because it's the first impression and it will be the determining factor of if they're going to read your email or not. So, when writing your subject line, think about what your focus is and what you're trying to let your customers know. Are you trying to let them know about a discount or a special you're running, or maybe you're doing a giveaway? Anything that you're trying to do, take the keywords and turn them into the subject line so that you get right to the point and you tell your customers exactly what they are about to read, so that not only will it stand out in their inbox, but they'll see it and they'll think to themselves, hey, this is something that I want to learn more about. I will click on this email and read it. So make sure you write something that's going to capture their attention and get them to click out of the huge list that they probably have sitting in their inbox. The next thing I want to talk about is sending times. And I wanted to throw this in here because it's something that we don't always think about, whether it's with email campaigns or even with social media when we post things. We don't always think about what time we're doing it. And this is important because it determines when or who your customers are going to see your email. So, when thinking about sending times, think about when you read your emails. For me and for many other customers, it's either the first thing they do when they wake up or the last thing they do when they go to bed, or both. So, based on this, it's actually a great time to send emails in the middle of the night because it will go to their technology, whatever they're using, their laptop or their phone, and it will be the first thing they see when they wake up. Another great time to send emails is during lunchtime because lunchtime is when they usually are on their phones. So they'll either see it right away or they will see it before they go to bed. The next thing that I want to share with you is breaks. And breaks are so important because it will decide for your customers whether or not it's something they want to read. Because it's not hard for them to look at a big block of text and think, okay, I do not have time, nor do I want to read this entire thing. And the content that you're trying to get to them is not going to come across. So, when thinking about breaks in your emails, make sure that you don't use lengthy paragraphs. Break it up into small sections, put images in between, anything that is pleasing to the eye but still easy to read. If you have to use big and bold headings, that's great. Just make sure that you don't have a big block of text there because most of the time we are skimming things like this. And you want to make sure that they are understanding what you're trying to tell them. So, breaks are so important. The last thing I want to talk to you about is images and links. And this is what is going to get your customers to your site or wherever you're trying to send them. So when you are putting images in your emails, you're wanting to focus their attention. So, what are you trying to get your consumers to do? What are you trying to get across to them? Whatever that is, grab their attention with a relevant image and put it in the email as a break. And another great thing to add to the image is a link because a lot of times when we're skimming emails, customers will click on images and we want it to take them where you want them to go. Make sure you use plenty of links. You can almost not go overboard with links because you want to provide as many opportunities as possible for your customers to act upon what you're telling them. Because remember, our main goal is moving our customers to action. So now I just want to show you one of our emails as an example so that you can kind of visualize everything that I've told you today. And the first thing I want to show you is this subject line. So take notice of this. Even though it's fun and cute, new pickup time feature just in time for Valentine's Day, it still tells the customer exactly what they are going to read when they click on the email, exactly what it's about. It's right to the point and it's intriguing. They'll decide right then and there if it's something they need, if it's something they want to learn more about, and they will click on it. So when they click on the email, the first thing they'll see is this cute graphic of text introducing the new pickup time feature. And this is a great way to capture their attention and just to make the email not look so full of text and bring it to life. So, bold text like this or colored text is a great way to capture their attention. Notice how these paragraphs are very small. It's one or two sentences, and it's easy to read and easy to skim. And then there's another break here with this link. This is an image with a link to a video. So if I click on this link, it will take me to that video of what it is trying to tell me. And then if I scroll down further, there's another short, easy to skim block of text and another image button so that when I click on this, it's another link to actually utilize the feature. So make sure that you have plenty of opportunities for them to click on these links. Like I said, links and images like that are great visualizations. We also like to add our social media sites at the bottom of our emails. That's another great way to connect with your customers. It's just one of those things that you need to think about if the email is readable by skimming. So focus on what content you want to provide, make it easy to skim, and focus on those keywords so that you can get right to the point. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I've answered all of your questions.
Hey everybody, this is Cordell here at Flower Shop Network, and today we are going to talk about managing your business on Google Maps. So starting out, just the basics of what you need to know. Your Google Maps listing is managed with a Google account in Google My Business, and Google My Business is accessed by either going to business.google.com or by using the Google My Business app on your mobile device. And we have two main goals for what we're using this for. First one is to make sure that the business listing shows up on Google Maps for relevant searches. And then also we're wanting to make sure that when it does show up, users are choosing our business listing over the other businesses that show up in those same search results. And the Google My Business dashboard is where you will log in and do all these updates and manage your Google My Business account. And these sections here are the ones we're going to focus on. There's a lot of stuff in the dashboard, but not all of it is necessary or useful. So these are going to be the highlights. So that way, once you get logged in and look at one yourself, you won't be overwhelmed by all the info. You can just focus on these. And info is the most important one. That is the one where all your main business information is managed. So your business name, address, phone number, your hours, your website that's attached, what's your service area, 20 maximum on here for towns and zip codes you can list. All of that stuff is managed in that info section. And so we're going to go ahead and walk through it so that we can get a visual of it. And here we are. This is what it looks like. You can see here, here's the business name. This is an example one I'd set up. Here are the different categories. Now this is just a preset list Google has of different business types. You pick the ones that apply to your business. So for this one, I did florist is what is the primary category. And you can see here, there's a primary and then there's additional. So just make sure you have these set correctly for your business. Here's our address, our service areas, our business hours. This is the special business hours section, and this is used for, let's say, Christmas, for example. I kind of filled this out here. We're going to be closed on Christmas. So we want to make sure that if somebody visits our Google page on Christmas, even if that's a day we're normally open, it's going to show us closed. And you see here for the 13th and 14th of February, extended hours for Valentine's Day, because we normally are not open Saturday and Sunday for those hours. We're going to be for Valentine's Day 13th and 14th. So that's kind of what this section is. There's your phone number. You want to make sure that's right. Your website address is right. Products and services, we'll go over those individually because those are both kind of big. And attributes is what this section is. This is just, there's a bunch of options in this attribute section. you'll go through and click all the ones that apply to your business. And it's just different little things. So like, do you have a wheelchair accessible entrance? Do you require your staff to wear masks? Do you require customers to wear masks? What kind of payments do you accept? And then, what kind of different service options here do you have available? Curbside pickup, delivery, same day delivery. Just go through that, click everything that applies to your business so it's all filled out correctly. And then we got the business description here. It's 750 character maximum. You can see here though, the one I wrote as an example is only 493, so you don't have to feel pressured to use the whole 750. Just write a good description of your business for people to see on your Google page. Don't worry too much about the character limit. Your opening date, go ahead and fill this out. If you don't know the exact day that the business opened, you can just do the month and the year. And that is just good because customers will see how long the business has been open. Google knows how long the business has been open. And it's just, it's good to have that there. Now popping back over here. Posting on Google My Business is the next thing. And what that is, just what it sounds like. It's a post you create that is featured on your Google Maps listing. Photo or video, up to 1,500 characters of text, and a call to action with a link is what the post has on it. It has all those. Want the text amount though to be between 150 and 300 characters. Don't go all the way up to that 1,500. That's going to be way too much. You want to do at least one of these a week. That's what's optimal. And then you'll be able to see the views and the clicks that the post generates in your dashboard. And so here we have the types of Google My Business posts. First one is just the basic update / what's new. We can see that there. Just the basic, most common post type, picture or video, text, link, last 7 days. That's one reason that we recommend doing a post every 7 days. It's because it stays out there 7 days and then it goes away. And so you'll need to make a new one. Event posts are a little different. You can actually select on these a start date and an end date, and that event post will stay out there until that end date, whatever date you select. So it will stay out there, much longer than that 7 days that a basic post will. And offer does the same thing the event post does. It just has the added functionality of letting you feature a coupon code. Product lets you post a specific product or service you offer out there onto the page. These aren't featured like normal Google My Business posts though. They go somewhere else. They're featured in the product section, so we'll go over that. And the COVID-19 update, that is just something with your business has maybe changed due to COVID-19, whether it's a change in your business hours, whether it's you're offering curbside delivery, anything like that. You can do that type of post and it will go out there with a COVID-19 update alert. People will see that when they visit your page and be able to stay informed. And we got a couple examples here. One of these being the COVID-19 update there on the left. And you can see here they did this on December 9th. So they had done this a couple weeks before Christmas to just let everyone know, hey, we're offering curbside pickup, we're offering contactless delivery. And you can see it did pretty well. About 2,000 views, 44 clicks on that order online button. Over here on the right, we have an event post, and this was done April 29th, and it was for Mother's Day, so they had it run from the 29th of April through the 11th of May, and it was just a simple little post to get people, maybe try to entice them to click that order online link you see in the bottom to go to the website and order flowers for Mother's Day. And this is exactly how this would look to a customer out on Google Maps. This is what this was screenshotted from, so it gives you an idea of kind of what the post looked like. Photos on your Google My Business are important to manage also. You want to upload them regularly, weekly or bi-weekly. Weekly is better, but if you don't have a bunch of photos to add, bi-weekly will work. Do it on a regular and consistent schedule with small handfuls at a time. That is better for your optimization than doing a big bulk upload of a lot of photos at once. The requirements here, 720 by 720 pixel, that's just kind of a minimum resolution that Google has as a requirement, and JPG or PNG format. You want to set a logo photo and a cover photo for your listing in the dashboard. And popping over here real quick, we can go ahead and there's this photo section, and then you'll just see here that it's labeled for you, logo and cover, and you just want to make sure you have something there. So like here, I want to put Flower Shop Network in there for this example. Just so long as you've got something there for those two sections, that is one thing that will help with the optimization. And just monitor the listing for any unwanted photos. Anybody with a Google account can add photos to your business page on Google Maps, surprisingly. So it's up to you managing it to make sure that if anything does get uploaded that you don't want there, that you get it taken down. And you can do that by flagging it, and there's a button you'll see you can do that with. And what that does is that sends it to Google, and then Google will remove it themselves once they look at it and see that it is, weird or random or not relevant to the business, which are what these couple of examples we got here are. These were both screenshotted from a flower shop listing, and as you can see, neither of them have anything to do with a flower shop. And so if you see these pop up in your account, just make sure you get them removed, because you don't want your customer seeing low quality, irrelevant photos like this on your page on Google Maps. Well, that's not what they're wanting to see. It's not what they're expecting to see, so just make sure you watch that. And reviews. Reviews are going to be arguably the second most important thing with your management of your Google My Business next to that info section. And that's because the two main goals we had for Google My Business were making sure the business shows up and making sure that when it does show up, people click on it. And reviews play heavily into both of those goals. And that's because having good, high quality reviews, high quality being, maybe they're writing a couple of sentences or more with the review, not just leaving like a couple of words or leaving a rating without writing anything. That helps your SEO because that Google looks at your reviews. They like seeing a lot of reviews on your page. Google likes seeing, reviews from your customers that have thought put behind them and, are well written, because then the customer likely had a, more memorable experience and are leaving more quality feedback the more they write. And the more reviews, the better, good and bad. It will still help you with SEO because all Google cares about is feedback. Users will care about the star rating being higher, so you do want to, try to get good reviews. And when you do get these reviews come through, make sure you respond to them. You can log into Google My Business and respond back to every customer's review, thanking them for their review. Hey, can't wait to see you again. Or if it's 1 star, 2 star, whatever, you can go ahead and maybe try to save that customer. Put your contact info in there in the response, get them to call you, try to make it right. And other people who visit your Google page will see your response. And so it can help you with getting both sides of the story out there in some cases. And getting reviews on Google is just going to be like a side job. It's something you're going to have to promote to your customers to get them to do it. And you're just going to have to really try to make a point of, hey, please leave me a review on Google. I'd appreciate it, blah, blah. People won't think to do it if you don't prompt them to. That's just kind of the reality of it. So you're going to want to really prompt them, really want to push it. And the Google short name is one thing that will help with that. We talked about it a little bit earlier with the info section is where you set this. And what it is it is just a customized direct link to your Google Maps listing. So let's say that you set your short name for Flower Shop Network. Like in the example I've got here, the format for the link would then be g.page/Flower Shop Network. And that is a link that if somebody types that directly into their web browser, they will go directly to your Google Maps page. If they do that with /review here, then they will go directly to your Google Maps page and it will pop up a box for them to leave their review. So that right there is half the battle with getting a review on Google. You've made it easier for the customer to get to your page and leave you that review. And that's huge. That's the biggest part of the battle right there is them actually getting there, because now that they're here, all they've got to do is just leave that review. And the good thing with the short name is you can give this to people in person. That is not going to change once you set it. You can change it, but I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not going to change on its own. So once you have that established, like the g.page/Flower Shop Network, you can put that on business cards. You can put that on a Facebook post. You can have that on a sign next to your register where customers check out in store. Whatever you want to do with it to try to drive more traffic to your Google page and get more reviews to your Google page. And products, talked earlier about product posts. This is where they go when you make product posts. They go into this product section. You can see here me scrolling through somebody's product section that they've got filled out. And what it is it is a digital product catalog. And, it'll show pictures, prices. You can organize this into different categories. Really recommend filling that out to an extent. You don't have to do hundreds and hundreds of photos and products, but just have enough in there, maybe something for each holiday, each season that people might want to be purchasing flowers for. That way, if they visit your page, they can maybe look through that and see a little bit of what you have to offer based on what they might be looking for. And services is, a little bit more basic than the products. It is more list format. You basically will just fill out the different services your business offers and then write about each of those services. So this one here, they filled out, they're a florist, and weddings and events, floral arrangements, silk floral arrangements, funeral and sympathy arrangements. And then they kind of talked a little bit about each of those. So you would just want to go through and list each different service your business offers. Somebody visits your Google Maps page, again, they see that and tells them a little bit more about what you do before they ever click your website or call you. And the more information you've got on that page for people to look at, the better. That is going to be the kind of stuff that drives the decision for the customer, the Google user, of which business on this Google Maps directory they're going to use. And so, best practices overview and recap here, just kind of going over the most important things, kind of like a quick bullet point list of, if nothing else, do these. Ensure all the information in the info section is correct. Do at least one post per week. Add photos on either a weekly or bi-weekly schedule. And make sure you've got logo, photo, and cover photos set. Work to get more Google reviews and utilize that short name. Also, respond to all the reviews you get. If you're getting a bunch of Google reviews, you want to make sure you're responding to those Google reviews. That's really important that Google is seeing both the incoming information from the customer and the outgoing information for the business. And then fill out as much information in both those products and services sections as you can. This all here will kind of be the homework for what you need to do in your Google My Business and for how to optimize it to show up as best as it can out on Google Maps and drive more traffic for your business. And that's what I've got for you. Thanks for the time. Good luck with Google.